guys, Kareem Babe here, fund manager entrepreneur. In this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit in more details about currency debasement, or AKA the greatest theft of our generations. I'm currently in Tunisia, country that I grew up in. Even though I live in New York, I still come to Tunisia once a year. And I'm extremely alarmed. Prices have skyrocketed. So every year I go in around July and prices have doubled, almost. Groceries, you name it, and wages have not. This has been going on, across not only emerging or frontier markets, but in the US, in Europe, and even in mighty China, that has been growing at a 5 or 6% annual GDP. So headlines, governments, they want you to focus on what we call the CPI as a proxy for inflation. And I just want you to look the other way. I came up with this formula that I really want you to pay attention to, and I'm going to link it below so you don't have to memorize it, which is the real debasement of any currency or a purchasing power is a combination of a few factors. One, it's the M2 growth, meaning the money printing machine. This is available data across the board. You go to any website of any central bank and you can see the difference in money printing. But that's only one. That's actually the simplest way for us to gauge if the printing press is generating a direct pressure on prices. Then you have to add what we call the real CPI, not the published CPI that the government wants you to believe. As a proxy, I always talk to people, take your credit card statement, highlight every year. Toward the end of the year, they provide you with a summary of your expenses. Think that you know that you've been buying consistently, and you will see the difference of prices you've been paying, such as grocery. Usually it's, you consume around the same amount of, food every year. And therefore that's a pretty good proxy if, that's what you're pretty much incurring. And that's what it could be a good reflection of, your own CPI, as opposed to the CPI that the government wants you to believe. You have to add in the currency devaluation or appreciation. So let's use the dollar as an index. So in our case in the US, that delta is zero because we're indexing against the dollars, and you minus the GDP growth. So again, it's a very linear formula which combines M2, the real CPI, the currency devaluation minus your GDP growth. Now let's delve into the details. In the US, last year alone, CPI was around 2.1%. Guess what? With this formula, the currency debasement or your purchasing power is 18.9%. 18.9%, i.e. that you have to either earn close to 20% more just to stay afloat, or your savings have to compound at a 20%, which is an astronomical rate of return. Not even Warren Buffett nowadays can claim to have such a rate of return just to maintain your savings or your value of your assets afloat. 18%. In China, that's 7.6% despite a 5% GDP growth. In Europe, surprisingly, it's 0%. And you know why it's 0%? Because the euro has appreciated by 14% versus US dollars. If you strip that, if for instance the euro has not appreciated by as much as 14 or 15%, guess what? The purchasing power in Europe would have decreased by 14%. In Tunisia, where I'm shooting this video, it is 40%. That's why prices are through the roof. If you look at the CPI that the government published in Tunisia, it's about 10%, which is of course BS. So the moral of the story is, do not look at the CPI alone. Don't trust what the government wants you to believe. Don't only look at the M2, because there are some periods where the monetary debasement is somehow stable, but look at the whole picture that influence your purchasing power, and adjust your investment or adjust your votes if you're old enough to vote accordingly. Because you know what? Because the great theft has not even begun. It has been underway since 2008. It's pretty sad, but it is a reality in which we live in. So please buckle up, stay tuned, don't listen to the news, do your own research. I know this might be controversial and might garner a lot of positive or negative feedback, so please link it below to your comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Till then, have a wonderful day.